Welcome to the beta waiting room, the most prestigious fictional competitive circuit you'll find only in the deepest recesses of your impatient mind. I am your host, Lysander, and I'll be taking you through the hypest match we got today without breaking NDA. We got Brendan R versus IGN in a showdown for the ages, at least for now. Let's take a look. Brendan R running a blue-black lineup versus IGN's red and green combination. Let's see how things go. Of course, we are going to be using what they call the third-person spectator mode, meaning we don't get information from one of the sides. So we were going in blind pretty much. We get whatever IGN sees, and whatever Brendan plays will be a mystery to us. So in a sense, you could say we're gonna be a little bit biased. So taking a look at the starting lineups here, very quick here. IGN taking a peek at all three lanes, running a partner in the top lane. I like to call it top lane versus Solar Khan here from Brandon. So both sides spawning heroes on on crisscross positions, so they will not be fighting each other. Partner did have the opportunity to actually be attacking right into Solar, take her out, but unfortunately IGN are just not going to be favored by RNG today. Going to be starting out with the Mercenary Exiles, a pretty solid card, 2, 1, and 4. Good stats for 3 mana. Creep has that active ability, draining all your gold for a little bit of boost in power. It does stick around, so it can make this creep effectively better as you do gain more and more gold. And of course in the middle lane, nothing much to be played here. Brandon not dropping any cards yet, so Lycan and Jamoy gonna be smacking down the Dark Troll Priest, of course. That's gonna take the Dark Troll Priest into lethal range. Axe slams into a creep. Necrofoe's gonna be dodging that. And right now we're gonna take a look at the secret shop, which happens after the combat phase. And we do see IGN going for a very interesting hold on the Stonehall Cloak for that 1 gold they earned in the third lane. Of course, that is of course with the intention of getting that 5 gold from that mid-hero kill from Lycan here. So expecting to be able to kill off Jamoy in the middle lane. IGN do go ahead and save that Stonehall Cloak in their secret shop. Of course, it will rotate if you don't buy it, so whatever you see disappears unless you press that 1 gold to get that shopkeeper to save it for you. All really well and done. So it looks like we'll have some deployment coming out here. Brendan R gonna be dropping Zeus in that top lane to fight against the partner with Solar. And well, we look like we'll be getting a treat here. Grand Melee if there is an allied red hero in the lane. Oh, alright. Assault Ladders being applied here by Solar Khan. So that's an improvement. It can be played on any lane using the mana from the current lane. So kind of like a passive for the lane. Think of your towers just having more like structures added to it. That's what an improvement is. But yeah. Alright, so really stacking up the creeps here. IGN lay down the heat with another Bronze Legionnaire. 4, 2, and 2. Very high armor stats, immune to melee creeps. I think that is one of their biggest points here. And already packing a lot of heat here in this top lane. So, and as a result, Brendan does deploy a lot of extra units into this fray. And oh, looks like Brendan's going to deploy the Dimension Portal, summon 3 creeps to this lane, and Jamoy will be taking a back seat after this round, of course, given nothing happens. Yeah, Brendan doesn't look like he has any item cards in his hand, so that should be a kill. Lycan's going to get first blood in this game, scoring 5 gold for IGN here. So IGN going to be slamming in here. Of course, we do lose another creep as well. So Brandon taking hits in that middle lane and that top lane. We'll have to see how he does now at the bottom. He's got Necrophos against the... what's he call it? The Summoner. No. This is the most annoying creep, neutral creep in Dota. I forgot its name. We'll look at it very quickly. Hopefully they click it. But the Oglodi Vandal does drop down here into the lane, and IGN thinking of deploying Salamane's favor. Think of it as like a mana rep. Your tower has +2, so if they can choose to put it in any of these lanes. So the best way would have been to put it into the first lane, but thinking not to do that now, going for the Grand Melee so that they get the splash damage, taking out Necrophos, and we'll see what the response here is from Brandon. Doesn't look like he has anything, as he has already deployed all his mana into that black creep there. So it looks like Necrophos will be taking a spill here. Very high aggression here coming out from IGN. The red heroes are very good at that, and now that Stonehall Cloak, you saw it last round, is going to come into handy here, and grabbing up Potion of Knowledge as well from that side shop, allowing him to draw a card. And now Legion Commander enters the fray along with Crystal Maiden. We enter the third round of battle now, and it does look like Brandon R is on the back seat. So the heroes that were taken out, Necrophos as well as Jamoy in that middle lane, are now going to be at the fountain respawning, and they will sit this round out and be allowed back into the deployment pool on the next round. Alright, Legion Commander goes into the middle lane, Crystal Maiden solos mid. Reportable offense in most Dota games, but in Artifact, hey, anything goes. Hey, Divine Purpose coming out here as well. So what I think was, it was kind of a mistake in my opinion to not go for the ramp. I think Grand Melee was good. It took out the Necrophos, but I felt like a Salamene's favor here could have gotten the ramp to a Divine Purpose, and it would have done a lot of good, because Divine Purpose, if we do get a look at that spell later on, I believe it does add a very powerful modifier to a hero. So we'll see if Grand Melee gets applied here as well. Or, you know, yeah, thinking about it, Stonehall Cloak maybe? No, not gonna go for that. Just gonna go for the smackdown of Zeus. So Zeus gonna be feeding that 5 gold over as well. Brandon taking heavy losses here, but he does deploy the Conflagration in that middle lane, doing a 2 damage hit. Yeah, doing a 2 damage hit to all enemy units before the action phase begins. So very good improvement to be putting in a lane that you want to try and stem bleeding from. And yeah, it does whittle down the enemy heroes over time. And there you go, the Salamene's Blessing goes down, ramping up that third lane mana pool. So, you know, we talk about, you know, ramping up lane 1, but lane 2 goes goes to ramp up lane 3 as well. And there you go, the Divine Purpose giving damage immunity to a hero. So definitely looking to see which one he applies it on, because he now has 7 mana and he could very well be looking to do that. No heroes threatening this bottom tower right now. IGN looking swell in this bottom lane. We'll see if they go for that Divine Purpose modification. Modify means a permanent upgrade on a hero, so that hero is immune to damage for the rest of the game, and that is pretty insane. But looks like they'll be going for the greed plays here. Alright, going for the greed plays. Yep, there we go. Going for the greed plays in that middle lane.
I'll take care of you.
Gonna be ramping up instead of going for Divine Purpose. Right now, I think not seeing the point of having that need, and going for the double cleave. Alright, double Grand Melee. Cleaving for 4 around the board. They're shattering all those creeps there on Brendan's bottom lane. So, like we said, taking a lot of hits. A lot of gold for IGN. We'll see how they roll moving forward. Think about booking up a Book of the Dead, maybe grab a healing salve as well, or maybe just gonna be passing, saving that gold for a little bit. But there we go. Alright, there you go. The salve gonna be going into the hand, so it does heal 6 health, pretty good. And as with Artifact, you know, you do play a card 1 at a time, so on paper it does seem very strong, but you do have to dedicate your time to it. And if you look at here, Brandon taking a look at the card inspection, or is it IGN taking a peek there, giving us more leaks in terms of what we can actually expect out of the hero. So each hero does come with their signature card, and of course Necrophos comes with this very powerful modification called Heartstopper's Aura. You might know it from Dota. What it does in Artifact is modifies a hero with deals 2 piercing damage to its neighbors before the action phase. Yeah, so what neighbors mean is the unit across the hero as well as to its side. So if you look at look at Jamoy here, the blue hero, its neighbors are the 3 creeps on IGN side, excluding Pugna. So those are what you define as neighbors. So it's a pretty good splash, and if you do manage to stack that on a hero, it can do some serious damage. And piercing means it ignores armor, which is the middle stat on a hero's on a unit stats, and he does use the Mercenary Exile's ability here, spend all their gold to beef up some damage, but he does not have any gold, so Omega Lul not going to be beefing up any damage here. And yeah, the Mercenary Exiles will stay at 2 damage, so very unfortunate. Solar Khan is in lethal range. She'll be given a key default musket right now. We'll see what she wants to do about that. Book of the Dead applied to partner here, try to apply some charges, get those creep deaths. We'll start adding to the Book of the Dead's charges, and when you get enough charges, you can summon up to 2 zombies, which is a 2/2 creep on your side of the battlefield. So, and also it does give a little bit of health here to Pugna, so more max health for Pugna, and of course getting that passive ramp up right now. Ooh, looking at a grazing shot here from Brandon. Very interesting choice, using a salve and a creep. Okay, IGN, hold up. You spent 3 gold to save a creep that was going to die anyway. Very questionable choice there of salves, but he does get the Book of the Dead, so right there, immediately going to be deploying that creep. I think right now Brandon is thinking about you know, trying to avoid creeps, because trying to keep that lane clear because he wants to keep Solar alive for an extra turn. But unfortunately, thinking way ahead there, IGN always forward thinking in their strats, going to be using that zombie. Very quickly picked up there by Puckner to snipe out Solar Khan. So Brandon feeding hard here. I don't believe any IGN heroes has fallen just yet, so no Radiant losses so far. Crystal Maiden about to go down as well, unless she does have a clutch Frostbite to really bring her into the fray. Right now we're thinking of maybe applying a Divine Purpose here. No, that's going for the Grievel's Blacksmith, giving that extra armor to a random hero in that lane, and it will be applied to Legion Commander. Gonna be dropping a second one as well, modifying armor. Oh, non-stop, and it looks like a Rebel Decoy will be going down instead. So this allows this creep special power is to be able to switch with any unit on the board, which is very useful if you're trying to avoid damage here. Switching that Rebel Decoy in front of Crystal Maiden because she only needs another 1 damage to take her out of the fight. And it looks like there will be no there'll be no issue settling that, and yeah, Crystal Maiden gets sniped out. IGN on a roll now, tearing through the front lines of Brandon R, and gonna be mortifying Axe here with Divine Purpose, making him immune to damage. Damage immunity is insane. Very little counterplays. Once that gets applied, you pretty much only have to only way you can really get rid of it is Purge from green, I think, or some other instant kill things, like I think PA's Coup de Grace or like Apocalypse's Blade. I'm not even sure I can pronounce that right. And I think even the Apple Blade, I'm just calling it Apple Blade. The Apple Blade is has to do damage, so it's kind of like Poison in Hearthstone. You got to do damage before it kills. So I don't think it will actually get the kill on Axe. So damage immunity pretty strong. You actually have to deal with it's going to be very difficult to deal with Axe moving forward. So you have to avoid him, and not so easy to avoid a hero like Axe, who does massive damage to your heroes and can really slam towers for a lot of damage. So looking pretty good here for IGN so far. We'll see how they move play this moving forward. And Brandon does get his first hero kill of the game that takes out the Shaman. And Jamoy gonna use that passive, get that extra card draw, but the dual Legion Commander signature ability coming out here. Puckner stealing the ultimate of Legion Commander. Of course, I say this, not low accurate, but in Artifact, anything goes. If you're a red, you play red cards, it's a-okay. So duel allows you to duel a enemy unit with a red hero, and what this does is allow you to, well, slam that enemy into the ground. Very nicely done there. Snipes out the blue hero, and of course, without a hero of a respective color, you cannot cast spells of their respective color. And without any heroes in lane means you just sit out this lane till your opponent is done playing cards, and that is exactly what's happening right now. Tower up top on the dire side, down to 8 health. Conflagration coming in here, scorching quite a fair few of those IGN units in the middle lane, but is it enough to hold it back? 7 mana, what can... Oh, that's a Thunder God's Wrath. There you go. The global power coming out here from Zeus, sniping out the Lycanthrope, even getting the Arc Lightning passive to snipe out Legion Commander. That's a double kill here for Zeus. I think even gets Puckner on that top lane. So 3 heroes lost here all of a sudden from IGN. The tables have turned. Of course, X avoids all damage, but honestly, I would have preferred the damage immunity be applied to that Shaman that was lost in the middle lane earlier, giving the Necrophos that free +1 health modification. Unnecessary in my opinion. I don't think X is dying anytime soon, the way things are going for him, but we shall see. Right now, you're probably wondering why Necrophos is marked to be killed this round without any protection. Never mind. But the reason is because he has the 2 improvements here on IGN that gives that 4 cleave. What cleave does is give you 4 damage. No, cleave is not like in Dota where it's a percentage base. Cleave is just a hard number. If you've got cleave 2, you do 2 damage to the units on the side of the target you're hitting. And now, Heartstopper Aura gets applied to Necrophos, and that's the first piercing damage that you will see here on the Necrophos, where he does go for that. Heal. Oh no! Before he begins his combat round, he will do 2 piercing damage to all his neighbors, and of course he gets applied with that 8 health item as well, so it gives him a lot of HP moving forward, surviving X's cleave. And he does play a couple of spells though, so he gets tased a little bit by that Nether Ward improvement on the bottom lane. So he has to worry, he has to be careful. He's about to lose that top tower, and losing that top tower means that he's going to be down to just 1 more tower of mistakes. You can't lose 2 towers in a row or you are done. If you lose your tower and your ancient, you are also done. But usually, losing the 2 towers is the standard win condition for many players. But you know, to each his own. Some decks do play a all-in on one lane kind of draft, and some just goes for the split push. But we shall see. Losing 2 towers loses you the game, basically. But right now, having played that amazing Thunder God's Wrath turn around here, sniping 3 heroes in a round, that is going to buy him a turn of really flexibility, I would say, because it does give him a lot of gives him a lot of space to work with. Of course, next round he'll be facing 3 hero spawns at once. We'll see how he handles that. Dropping the Traveler's Cloak onto Crystal Maiden, beefing her up, farming up this Maiden, giving her an armor as well. Now that Bronze Legionnaire stands no chance, and Crystal Maiden will be taking pot shots at this guy and clear up the top lane here, and also holding it fast. Brandon R is sitting at 8 health on that hero, so very nicely done here. And the conflagration continuously bombarding that middle lane. IGN up at 10 mana, but they can only work with green spells right now because they have only got that Prowler Shaman. Now I remember its name, Prowler Shaman, on the board. So we're gonna apply the Blade of Vigil here. Gives 2 cleave to the equipped target as well as a little bit of attack damage. There's a nice shot here from Solar Khan, holding that Keen Folk musket and dealing some good old damage. Blacksmith coming down there, giving a permanent 1 armor boost there to the Prowler Shaman, reducing his incoming damage by 2, because if you look at Zeus now, that arrow pointing onto the Shaman as well instead of the tower. So redirect some of that heat over to the Shaman, who is actually pretty tanky, sitting at a 411 base stat. And now with the cleave damage, gonna be doing a little bit of splash to good old Zeus as well. But now we're gonna use that Prowler Shaman summon. Not really sure. Vanguard, Prowler Vanguard, I believe. Redirecting Zeus's aggro to the front, and as a result, takes off the damage from him. Assault Ladders coming in. That's double Assault Ladders now. You gotta be careful. Now it's a total of 4 damage for any unit doing direct damage to Radiant Tower. So the Dire summoning in that Dimension Portal as well. Suddenly, look at the bottom here. You can see the amount of damage the Radiant Tower is about to take. The end of this turn is a -18, up from a -2. With the untested Grunt as well, it's going to bring it to lethal range at -26. Brendan R with the turnaround on this empty turn, slamming it home and exposing the Ancient here for the Radiant. What looked like an amazing start, now looking kind of shaky. Has to be careful. He is now 1 tower away from elimination. Playing out that Berserker's Call, they're forcing the fight here on the Necrophos, taking him out. But unfortunately, really miscounting the the stats a little bit there, leaving Necro at 1 health. So if he does have a little bit more, potions, well, not a little bit more, but if he does have a potion in hand, Brandon could actually heal Necro the full. But of course, we don't see his hand because we're not in a proper spectator to apply in. But of course, the Steam Cannon gets placed down. Very powerful 7 mana black improvement. Allows you to use this cannon to apply 4 piercing damage to any unit in any lane. So this weapon, extremely powerful. And there you go, the Fountain Flask, like I was talking about, healing Necro to the full, bring him to a whopping 17 and cozy, staying out of X lethal range. And yeah, suddenly IGN poor on funds, low on heroes, and getting swamped in that middle lane. And right now, if I were him, I would say stack it up in the middle, no, stack it up top, stack it bottom, abandon that mid lane, because mid lane is all but lost here. Putting heroes there, no man, still gonna try and fight for this, but I think it is a mistake trying to fight for this one. But hey, on the other hand, if he doesn't, he's going to be taking a massive amount of damage to his Ancient in that middle. So, has to be careful about this. And yeah, we'll apply Lycan and Pugna to that top lane to, well, block some of that aggro. Of course, Jamoy from Brandon going to be going to top lane as well. Let's see what cards they draw coming in here. IGN is, yeah, we'll see what's going to draw. Going to draw an Ogre Conscript. Okay, pretty solid creep for its stats. 6 mana, 7/7. Got solid armor, solid damage. A little bit low on that health. But of course, he is playing against black, so has to be careful for that Slay spell. But right now, going to be using the Mercenary Exiles, maybe try and block some damage there. Crystal Maiden is, of course, going to be attacking into Lycan here. So, but the Lycan is sitting pretty at 18 health, so I don't think we actually have to worry too much about it. Potion of Knowledge coming out here from Brendan, taking a passive turn here, taking a step to draw a card, courtesy of that Secret Shop. Pugna is here, but unfortunately not spawning where I would imagine IGN want them to spawn. Would like to spawn in front of CM, snipe her out. But right now, surprise, no creeps came down in between the Lycan and that, what creep was it? can't remember. Yeah, well, and between that Lycan and Mercenary Exile, have the Bronze Legionnaire even being applied there to snipe that CM would have been great. But yeah, not going for that commitment there. Getting that kill would have been really nice for them. But now, Brandon R looks like he's going to be turning around. Even has a Steam Cannon, has to remember that. Legion Commander angling into only a creep here. So no hero placements here for LC. Going to have to require a duel to actually take her out. But yeah, the Prowler Shaman is aiming to Zeus, so that's a third Assault Ladder right now, applying the heat here. Brandon R is not chilling on this middle lane. He is going to be applying all the screws that he has in his arsenal to take down this Ancient. So he's going for that one lane strategy. We'll see if it works out. The Conflagration, of course, going to help him clear out the battleground because of that constant 2 damage application. It will ensure that creeps that are facing other creeps get wiped out. Usually creeps, when they fight each other, they'll take down 2-4 stats, right? So they'll smack and then they'll be surviving at 2 health and they'll die on the next round. But with Conflagration, it ensures your creep wave wins out against the enemies. And nice little bit of use of that Frostbite. Where is it going to be applied to? I don't see that Frostbite. Oh, use the Frostbite on the creep so that he can get some tower damage in. Wow, very aggressive play here. Can't say I disagree. I mean, the Ancient minus 38 right now, and it's down to 42 health. He's only a fraction off from lethal in that mid lane. Was a good idea to actually put a hero in the mid, I guess. But the Ogre Conscript goes down there looking to slam it home here against that Necrophos. But that Steam Cannon we talked about, the 7 mana black improvement is going to be aiming that cannon in that middle lane. It's like, Brandon's like, fine, you can take this lane. I am going to demolish your Ancient, and there's nothing you can do about it. Solar Khan with all the assault ladders just piling up the creeps onto that lane, and yeah, it's looking rough. Yeah, Necrophos goes down, but you know, Brandon's like, middle lane looking pretty sweet for me. And you don't have any new heroes for deployment, but hey, we got a potential out here from IGN. They pick up all the items they can get here. The Blink Dagger could potentially turn side of battle here. Do they bring that Lycan over? But the thing is, the RNG, the creeps spotting top when they need those meat shields in the middle. They are losing so much drone health in this turn if they do not bring someone over. So they have to bring someone over. Who are they going to bring in over? Gonna have to drop some mana and then bring over some reinforcements there for this middle lane, because this middle lane, if you look at the numbers right now, 42 health on an Ancient, but we're expecting a solid 54 slammer on that next pass. So it's going to be doing a lot of damage, and Brandon is sitting pretty, just gonna be spamming that coin, saying, I pass. Oh, another creep coming down. It's just going to be adding insult to injury at this point. And if he has that blue spell, oh, okay, this could be good. Duel is nice. Maybe you want to save it for Solar Khan in the middle. We'll have put the blink there. Yeah, we're going to blink Partner to the middle lane, I think. Gonna be the most suitable thing. Maybe you bring Partner, even with that passability of Partner's Destroy and Improvement could help. But there are just so many right now. It really makes you wonder which improvement. And yeah, one of the assault ladders, I would say take out the Conflagration, that could help, but assault ladders are very, very potent in these wide attacks. And with the amount of creeps there layering on Brandon's middle lane, it is very important to have Partner well, blink over to that middle lane to offer some assistance, you know, even if it is just for that body blocking. So we'll look at this. CM is still going to survive there, but Jamoy takes a fall again. But at this point, they're just meat shields, and this might be lethal if IGN don't play this smart. Brandon, he could put a stop to this game right now if he manages to take out that Shaman in the middle lane. I would say it could be an easy thing. We'll see. Solar Khan, of course, might go down to the duel, though. So we'll see how Brandon achieves lethal this turn. He has to make good use of this mana. But it's going to be a Steam Cannon. Alright, a Steam Cannon does not require a hero to pilot, and he does burn a lot of his mana. And I do believe the first play here from IGN should be a duel. Shut down. Yeah, that's right. Shut down that Solar Khan right away. Not going to give him a chance to use that musket shot. And there you go. Partner will be reduced to a very low health as a result of this, down to 2 hit points, and might just trade over to the Untested Grunt, and he will, but he will survive as a result. Solar Khan does a whopping 16 to the tower, so without her around, she is going to be surviving there. And the Steam Cannon, taking no mercy there, pew, takes Partner out of the equation before he can use his Nether Blast to snipe an improvement. So all's going well here for Brandon. Another Mercenary Exile is going to come down, hopefully blocking that Untested Grunt from doing any kind of serious damage. Maybe trying to apply some Traveler's Cloak. Prowler Shaman or Prowler Vanguard is going to block it out. stall up that middle lane, so to speak here. Well, you have to say, even though Brandon has got middle lane locked down, you have to look at the bottom tower health as well. It's down to 13. It's not exactly something that you can feel very comfortable about moving forward. And yeah, this Traveler's Cloak, is he gonna apply that as well? He's got a free turn right now. Yeah, probably gonna put that in. The Conflagration will take out the Shaman otherwise on the next turn. So he's gonna use that, pump himself up, 6 health, and yeah, we'll take out quite a lot of creeps here with the help of that Blade of the Vigil. So very nicely done, the IGN. They stabilize that middle, they prevent that lethal coming in. And now with the Ogre Conscript, no heroes on the board, but they do have that Steam Cannon. The Steam Cannon can be used every round. It's an investment. It's a one-turn investment of 7 mana, but after that, every round you got these shots, piercing damage, any lane you like. And you look at that, how powerful, snipes out a 6 mana creep, just like that, high-powered unit. X only does 7 damage to the tower, so it's respectable, but it's just not enough of a threat to really threaten lethal. And we're looking at a Ritmiss Maul here. Could potentially be good here if they're trying to go for a base race, get that siege damage. What siege does is, it's kind of like Trample in Magic the Gathering. Siege is damage that you do to the tower after attacking through a unit. So you have to be blocked. So usually when you're blocked, you don't do damage to the tower, but if you have a siege value on your hero, so the Ritmiss Maul gives you 5 siege. When you attack a unit, you don't do damage to your tower through direct damage, but you do 5 siege damage, so you still do 5 damage to the tower. And that is as best as I can explain it. So it looks like CM in all her stacking is still not going to be enough, and Lycan shouting for that, take the tower, screaming for his team who have been running all around the place there instead of taking objectives. So IGN, they gotta shape up, they gotta smack down on that tower, and it looks like we got quite a bit of a pile up in that middle lane. We'll see how things go later on, but for now, we're gonna be focusing here on this middle lane. IGN, I think they got this lane down pat, and I would like to see how Brandon responds to this. You know, Crystal Maiden has that Frostbite, gonna be healing her to full, so she's gonna be surviving this fight. Gonna be drawing a card here with the Potion of Knowledge, I think. Brandon R, the display not showing there, but it's okay, it's okay. Oh, that's the musket. Pew pew! Takes out a creep. All good there, the Keenfolk musket coming in a lot of values, but still, that tower is still in lethal range, but it's gonna give that away. You know, it's all good. Still can't afford another tower. None of his other towers are really in any danger. If you look at his 26, not too crazy. And there's the Conflagration going down. Pugna takes a spill. A very nice placement there on the Necrophos, allowing the Heartstopper to pierce him, and then the Conflagration shatters him after that. So Pugna takes a seat in the bench, and even that armor from their Prowler Vanguard is not going to save his life. So right now, Brandon is looking at 11 pure damage to the tower. And another Divine Purpose coming in here on that Prowler Shaman. So the Shaman now can be immune to damage for the rest of the game. And I don't think there's a PA on the board. Oh, that's nasty. Another Dimension Portal coming in, and that's lethal range. They have to do something about this. Otherwise, it is going to be straight up lethal. There's so much firepower coming in from these triple assault ladders from Brandon, and we might be just looking at a lethal. Like, yeah, look at that. IGN's like, what the heck? Minus 35, and yeah, he has to do something. Summon the Savage Wolf, block one of these creeps, because otherwise it's lethal and it's going to be GG here for IGN. They still have 1 out left from them. Use that Savage Wolf to block that. Block that creep, but with that Steam Cannon on the other side, I don't believe they will be able to do anything that can stop them. And yeah, it might just very well be the end of the game here. Brandon R already seeing it. You see that Red Imp there boxing, rubbing its hands together because they know it's lethal. They know this Savage Wolf will not do enough. Puts a wolf there, tries to shield the tower. It is going to get sniped by that Steam Cannon, and once that gets taken out, it is good night IGN. Disciple of Nevermore gets deployed. Uh-oh. There we go. It's an all-in strategy. It's down for the final push. We are looking at a massive minus 40 coming out here. No, no, no. You don't want to TP. Okay. Legion decides to ditch right when the team is losing. Very typical Legion. And it does look like IGN does the concede TP. Blue Imp does lose the game, and Red Imp does laugh himself up a storm, and that is it, man. Brandon R, of course, gonna be trashing the IGN squad here, and oh wow, what a game, fellas. What a game. I can't believe it. IGN, you know, we're looking strong. It does teach us this lesson about how early game advantages of sniping heroes, all all that doesn't really affect how the game will turn out. It does ramp you up a little bit, but you have to know where to put those resources, otherwise you can get overrun by these kind of siege strategies. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this, guys. I'm Lysander Sonora, and this has been my first artifact cast, I believe, and if you guys enjoy it, I will do more once the game is available for streaming. I do hope I will be able to get a chance to do that, but for now, send me any replays you would like me to cast over, and hopefully my brand of casting is your thing, and yeah, hope to see more of you guys soon. Do leave a comment below, tell me what you do once you get the beta, what kind of decks you want to try, and of course, do subscribe, notifications on, all that stuff, but that's not really important. Just hit a like, your view, your like is all that matters, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Much love and Kappa.